Welcome to a Fables a Day, in which the Archivist reviews an issue of Fables a day up till the final issue, where he will undoubtedly cry like a baby. And there is no restraint on spoilers, so if that's a problem for you, well then go read the series and then come back. On with the show. Fables number 69, Eternal, Chapter 9 of The Good Prince, in which our story concludes. As the Golden Horde attempts to strike down King Ambrose, a blinding light erupts from Flycatcher. The wooden army sprouts and grows roots, replanting and becoming a great magical grove of trees. Ambrose falls unconscious at that exertion of his magic, but the war is now all but over. After recovering, and being surprised he is alive, there is a great and bountiful feast. The grove is to remain untouched and a place for quiet reflection, as the trees are still a part of his army. Just now their magic buffs the protection around Haven. And that's the big strike to end, or at least ease, this war. At the celebratory feast, Wayland is given the title of Builder of the Kingdom. Lancelot is released from his past, and Trusty John is given back his title of Trustworthy. Oh, he's also now Lord High Chancellor of Haven, so Flycatcher can loaf around until something drastic happens. To make matters all the more better, Boy Blue and Red Riding Hood swing by for their festivities. Red Riding Hood is going to stay with Flycatcher because she's in love with him, but her reasoning is to be the court's hostess. And yet, in the truest moment and the best ending, throughout his peaceful days with Red, he would vanish for days on end, only to return to the woodland to give the floors a good sweeping. Fun fact, it took roughly 11 months for this whole story to come out, and was it worth it? Well, yes and no. The biggest no doesn't actually come from the comic itself, but rather that when you marathon this or read it in trade form, you lose a sense of the time frame. The months that pass within the story, and seeing as there's only one real action scene and none of really all-out war like the Battle of Fabletown, really takes off the polish I felt when I first read this in '08. I've known a couple people who really didn't like this storyline, and especially the ending because of that same fact, the lack of really showing an all-out war. But I think that's what kind of works for it. We've seen wars and battles and skirmishes in this against the Empire before, with the Battle of Fabletown and the ever-present training within. But in this story we see Flycatcher using every method to not enter into direct confrontation, which really speaks volumes about his character. Though with the grain that he's doing what his visions have told him to do. Still awesome. Next time we take a breather with massive stories down on the farm.